Alrighty, welcome back to your favorite comedy finance channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. So I wanted to come back at you today to talk about what to expect in quarter one. So I did want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I'm expecting, what I'm anticipating, and I also wanted to talk about the fact that the U.S. dollar is on meth. It today broke 105, and to be honest with you, my forecast is not changing. The dollar is not meant to be at these levels, no matter how many times Jerome Powell himself continues to manipulate the monetary system to inflate, to inflate debt away. Governments continuously tell you that they're fighting inflation, but they're creating it. I'm going to be going over that today as well. And then we're going to re-go over a bunch of different picks that we have had on radar that are meant for Web3 and the next bull cycle. So, I know a lot of you are still swimming in Kool-Aid for a lot of the mainstream media picks out there that are fully saturated, full of people ready to liquidate because they can't afford to live their lifestyle anymore. There's a lot of people right now that are struggling, guys. A lot of people right now are going through it, and we really, really need to stick together. We need to continue supporting our people out there, and let's continue networking to make sure that we can provide work to our people here within our community. So shout out to a lot of our artists, our CGI artists, our animation artists out there. Shout out to our painters, our coders, our developers, some of our admins out there hustling. Shout out to a lot of our different members doing it and continuing to hustle and continuing to fight out there. I know it's going to get harder as we move into these next 2 quarters. I do anticipate a lot of damage to be felt as we go into these next 3 months. And I really do anticipate even heavier damage as we get closer to mid-year. Will we have a horrible whole year? I don't think so. I do believe that quarter one and quarter two will be a fight, and I'll go over that with you guys. But again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, guys, I don't ever put commercials on any of our videos, but if you support us and you support our development and you support our brand, I want to ask you guys to support us on ODAP, okay? Subscribe to it. It's 23 USD a month. It's on Apple. It's on Google phones. You could just look it up in your Play Store or your Apple Store. You could find us. It's ODAP, ODD app. And it's a very highly secure telecommunications app. And what it's for is that way we can have a secure and private location for MYC community, and along with a lot of other projects out there that want to have a secure place. The encryption level is AES 256. It's military grade encryption. It's impenetrable, and you guys could take a look at a variety of different services out there. But if you take a look at some of the apps that you use, like Discord or Telegram, Twitter, Facebook, they harvest your data, and that's the reason why they're free. They harvest your data and they monetize it, and that's something that we wanted to move away from. We wanted privacy and security and encryption, and that's what we have on ODAP. No screenshots are allowed or anything like that. We review different picks every single day. We talk about picks, stocks, crypto, precious metals, geopolitics, and a lot of political incorrectness. So, if you are among us or you are with our culture at all, definitely support us here on our software. We developed it, we built it in a year, and we did very, very well with it. And a lot of people have shouted us out about it. I do want to give you guys some news from the Tron TRX community. They recognized us last night, and also we spoke to them today. I'm going to go over some of that interesting news. But long story short, we're going to be on the Twitter Spaces with the Tron community of 1.4 million people out there that are going to listen to our project. They're going to listen to what we want to do with it, how we want to build it. And we had 5 administrators from the Tron community and the Tron DAO community system actually subscribe to our app. I actually at first had offered them, if I could, get their way in, I was like, hey, I would be more than happy to, pay your way in just that you guys could test it out of good faith. And they said, no, we're going to support your small business. We like what you're doing. The fact that you came to us with not an idea, but a real viable product and a real software app that's already available on Apple and on Google, we're just going to go ahead and sign up and support you anyways. So we had 5 administrators from the Tron community sign up to ODAP. So I want to shout you guys out. And I know you guys have found us here on YouTube as well. I saw you guys added us. And, I look forward to speaking to you guys on Twitter Spaces and introducing our community and introducing what we want to do with our app and how much more we can make it So guys, congratulations to everybody that has helped us and supported us. And I ask you again, guys, for those of you that haven't signed up to OddApp, I ask that you support our software development. This is real viable software. It's highly, highly secure, highly private, and it's the first of its kind. A lot of apps, in fact, the ocean of apps out there, about probably close to 99% of them harvest your data and monetize it. Okay. Our app does not do that. It's self-sustainable, and that's the reason why there's a subscription to it. Okay. So guys, just to get into that a little bit further, I talked to Hunter Tron. He's the administrator for Tron DAO community. So he is the go-to guy. And he introduced me to 5 other developers and a couple other admins out there, and we're going to be doing something really special here shortly. But, I just want to, ask you guys that you attend to that Twitter Spaces. It's going to be a big deal. Okay. I didn't expect to introduce ourselves and, get that type of acceptance from the Tron community, because, I was always a little bit timid. I wanted to make sure that if I went up to the community, and, maybe I'm backwards a little bit on this, because I know within the crypto sector, typically when a project wants to introduce itself, it introduces itself as a idea. But when it came to Odd, I wanted to make sure that I introduced it as a product, a completed product, and a completed project, so that way we could get the real backing and we could get real support from the community. So it was a blessing to me to meet Hunter and meet the administration and also meet those developers that took interest in our app. And I can't wait to talk to you guys and actually have that stage to talk about what else we could make it and how far we could build it and how we can monetize it for a variety of users and not just the app itself. I want to make sure that we can incentivize different users to actually grow the app as well. So there's a lot of different things that we're going to discuss as we go forward. There's a few other features that I might be able to add to entice, newer users to get onto the app as well. So we're going to be talking a lot about that as we progress. But, again, guys, I want to shout out MYC community for your commitment and your dedication, to not only me, but also our brand and just our community in general. The fact that we were able to, introduce ourselves with a full product line and a real something like, it was funny when the conversation started. I told him about the idea and he's like, or I told him about the project. He was like, that's a great idea. And I was like, it's not an idea. It's a product already. It's completed. I was like, you could look it up on your phone right now. I'm not going to send you a link. You could go ahead and just look it up on your Google store or your Apple store. And he looked it up and he was really happy about that. So, and there's 5 of them right now inside OddApp and they're testing it. I'm going to be creating a server for them to test out. And then we're going to talk about product development on that. So, I'm really excited about what this could be and how far we could take it, guys. So, I'm really proud of each and every one of you and proud of us. And, they invited us to apply at the hackathon, so there's going to be a new hackathon that's coming. The hackathon basically is no hacking. It's basically where you can introduce your product or your project and you could win funding. And the funding amounts are pretty generous for project development. So, he said this is probably one of the best projects he's seen. He said the business model was perfect. He said the business model has not been seen before, so that's a different aspect of what we're doing here. So I'm really happy that we were able to impress them for them to invite us to this hackathon, because we're going to be going there with a crypto to business model integration that's never been seen before, where the product itself is going to pretty much drive demand. So I'm really happy for this. So, I'm excited, guys. 1.4 million people will be an audience for this. So I'm excited. I got to wait for the time date. I'll be announcing that once we get everything put together, but I just got through getting them into our app. They're going to play with it for a few days or so to test out the app and what we could do with it and what I want to do with it and my projections for it. And then from there, we're going to go apply for that next hackathon and we're going to try to see if we can win funding for it. So hopefully we can make it happen, I'm confident, but no promises, of course, but anyways, going forward, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. All right, let's go through a bunch of picks today. Every video we talk about anywhere between 15 to 20 picks a video, typically just nonchalantly. So again, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Okay. I'm your wife-changing advisor. I'm just kidding. But, I'm just kidding. For those of you, my supportive finance bitches out there, don't worry. We're going to get you some husbands, some new ones. I'm just kidding. But, Let's kind of get into it, guys. I wanted to talk a little bit about last night. So last night, besides the big news with Tron and Odd, I started noticing more and more that the admin team of Solo is not really Solo anymore. They're really just more admins pushing everything to core because that's where all their tokens are clearly. But what makes me upset about it is the fact that it seems like they're abandoning the marketplace, and it's they didn't deploy a market maker inside of Solo the way they deployed market makers in core. So that was disrespectful to the community, I felt. But what makes me upset about the whole thing is they're abandoning in a marketplace, and within a 1 year span, they're going to be minting 3 coins. Okay, you have Core, which was one minted coin on the XRPO, and you have Core X, which is a second coin to be minted on the XRPO. They said if you're holding Core or you're holding Solo, I forget. It doesn't really matter. It has nothing to do with which one you have to hold, really. But anyways, the Core X is an IOU for you to swap into the next one that they're going to mint on IBC. So if you really think about what's going on, there's people are trading in a dead marketplace. You see what I'm saying? Because no matter what, they're going to need to swap into the new ecosystem. And what's funny about swapping into the new ecosystem is they haven't minted their coin on IBC yet. So, until they get to mint on IBC, their third minted coin, that's the same product. So you have Core, X Core, and then Cosmos Core. Okay, 3 minted coins within 1 year, same project. And what made me even more upset was an article they wrote about how they said that the tokenization for fungible and non-fungible assets can also be put onto core network. So clearly what they're trying to do is, we're just going to take the idea use case from Solo and we're just going to plant it over here. Don't worry about it. So to me, it just seems like a bunch of abandoned marketplaces. And now we have to wait, if that, for the third minted coin on Cosmos. And even then, now that you have a new batch of tokens, Mr. Admins, at this point, we might as well wait 3 to 5 years for the decentralization process to happen. So, to be honest with you, I'm just so sick of that team. We have people that still like it. We have people that still want to support it. But again, guys, look, I don't care how much I love a project. If I don't like the admin team, you could have a perfectly good idea and still shit on everybody. So, to be honest with you, I'm just completely done with that team. In fact, my recommendation would be for the community to stop fucking around and just create a DAO. I think the community should make a DAO and kick Bob Ross and those guys out. They should just kick them all out and form a DAO and then do the right thing, because these people clearly don't have a direction. They're minting coins all over the place. And now they're trying to get people excited about a third coin that has not been minted yet on Cosmos. To be honest with you, it's a catastrophe. It's a complete mess. So, I don't like what was going on. And that's just my opinion, to be honest with you guys. Look, you guys see me talk great things about companies, but you also see me talk about the same companies in a negative light too, But again, if you're talking to somebody trustworthy, they're going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they're also going to tell you how great it is or how great the idea is. I talk to you guys about everything I love and everything I hate. But what's the best thing about me? Or what's the best difference between me and, let's say, a random influencer or some Mickey Mouse promoter or whatever that's paid, or whatever the case? They're always bullish. They're always going to give you good news. Everything is good news. Everything is good news. But that's why you get wrecked 95% and above. See, if you guys had more people like me being very nice and saying how great things were, but then if I see something that's bullshit and I call that out, that is valuable. That is valuable. And it's not done, because we have a shitty audience out there. I don't know who they are or what communities are out there that expect nothing but positive news nonstop. And that's the only way you should be. If you called the pick or you call a pick, you should just remain bullish on it no matter what. No, fuck you. What it should be is you love something and you support something until the team starts doing stupid shit. And if the team starts doing stupid shit, you have to say something about it, because you're part of the community. What if your opinion was so good that it causes that team to do the right thing? What if your opinion was so good that they change direction in the way they want to do things and they make it better for everybody? But we have this bullshit mentality within the crypto community, okay? that if you say something negative, oh, that's FUD and it's bad. Let's just disregard it. Oh, just forget about the whole thing. Let's not listen to that guy because he has bad news. But you're wrong. What you should be doing is talking about what something needs. Arcblock needed marketing. Guess what's happening? Marketing this year. They're about to launch a full-scale campaign for Arcblock, and we have people building on it. We have one of our artists that got taken in by one of their team members that want to go build something. They're building DID monsters. Like, you're watching projects developed. So if you're watching projects develop on a coin and more people are starting to come into it, that's bullish for that coin, because now an ecosystem is expanding. And guess what? We're holding Arcblock, we're holding ABT tokens before the building starts, before expansion. That's when you want to be somewhere. See, this is what's kind of funny about people with, like, within the ETH community, let's use as an example, or even Cosmos. Cosmos or ETH, they have a ton of random projects on there or whatever the case, and it's so saturated, okay? But people expect growth, or they want growth holding Cosmos, the coin itself, okay? I'm not talking about the projects. Let's just talk about layer ones or layer zeros, whatever they want to pretend they are. So let's say, you're holding Cosmos and you want growth. The growth has already been had. You already missed it. You're late because all the projects have already been built, and now they're just going to try to keep expanding it in some sort of way. But if you take a look at the Cosmos ecosystem, it's already fished out. It's already expanded. But Arcblock is still brand new, still fresh, and it still has a lot of great partnerships, great extreme use case, ultra low fixed supply, okay? Because Cosmos is not fixed. That has an unlimited printing press, not to mention only 10,000 TPS. Arcblock is 100,000 TPS, and then also it's a fixed supply, 186, okay? So those are just little things that I pay attention to. Not to mention that Cosmos only has 2 languages that you could code in. Arcblock, you could code in any language: Go, Rust, JavaScript, anything you want, Python, whatever code or other projects out there, is admins can't work with them unless they migrate from one ecosystem to the next, okay? Because the blockchains don't communicate. This is a huge problem because migrations suck. Migrations kill communities. Migrations burn investors. Is there advantages for the admin? Yes. Is there disadvantages for the admin? Yes. But at least they get 2 sides of the field. For investors, it's 100% get banged, 100% losses, 100% dead marketplace, because migrations kill marketplaces. And until you investors understand that, you will listen very closely to what an admin says. And if admin hints at a migration, you're going to know to get out. Because when the admin is pitching a migration, they call it an upgrade. Or, oh, we're leaving the old ecosystem because it just didn't offer the features we needed, They say all sorts of stupid shit, and they say it in a bullish nature, in a bullish way, good news. But it's not good news, because if you're an investor and you're holding a dead marketplace token that's going to be replaced, this is worthless now. And now you have to wait until it's minted, centralized. And then you have to say, Daddy, I have old tokens. Can you swap them for me? Daddy, please don't forget. Please airdrop me. I hold your old tokens that are worthless now. And mind you, when this is being minted or when it gets launched, this is going to zero. So you're going to have worthless ass tokens, and they're going to say, don't worry, we're going to swap you 1 for 1. But the value is never going to be the same. So again, migrations suck. So what's nice with Arcblock is it's blockchain agnostic. So the tools that you need to build different applications and solutions for different projects on the blockchain, whether it be Bitcoin, ETH, DOT, Cosmos, XRPL, you don't need to leave your ecosystem if you utilize Arcblock, because it's blockchain agnostic. It has the business logic where you could still utilize its technology and its tools without the admin having to sacrifice and stab their community to death through a migration. They could stay where the fuck they are and buy their own tokens back instead of just minting brand new ones. And they could create what they need and then use that tool where they're at, instead of, oh, you know what? We're going to make core 1, core 2, and core 3 later. Fuck that. That's bullshit. So that's just my opinion though. But look, there's a bunch of people that think differently than me, of course, but again, I'm not the one swimming in negative 95% losses either. But look, all I'm trying to say is, I like Solo. I think it is the most valuable project on the XRPL. But the problem is you have a team that is not respecting its value, because if they did, they would have deployed that market maker in Solo and not just Core. Okay, because that upscale had nothing to do with real investors. That was a market maker. Fuck off. If you want to make Core look so great, then why don't you put the market maker also in Solo instead of just Core? How about that? And don't fucking pretend like I didn't see it. So, but anyways, what do I know? I'm just some random douchebag on YouTube. So whatever. But let's keep going. I do like Solo, guys. I support the project and I support the community, but unfortunately, you have a team that's really fucking it up. So that's why I get so upset, because I see a perfect opportunity, I see a perfect idea, but you have bad people behind the helm. And this is kind of why my opinion, to be honest with you. And again, look, we have a lot of people that hold Solo still. We got people that love Core still, but again, within our community, we have freedom. We don't hold only one thing, and we don't hold everything Dion says or whatever the fuck. We don't have that type of organization. We're not we have freedom here. It's very diversified. We have people in stocks, crypto, FX markets, precious metals. We have different people within ODAP. So, it's not just, one shoe fits everything, but my recommendation would be to kick them out, start a DAO, and then do the right thing yourselves, community-based. Because honestly, that's what the future is going to be. The future is going to be admins building the foundation, building the infrastructure, and then the community should adopt the project, or the community adopts the coin or whatever, and they take it to the next level. That's the point. That's what should happen when it comes to real adoption, okay? Because look at Dogcoin. It was worthless. It's still a dumbass coin, but the community adopted it, and people like Elon want to integrate it into their app system. So, you take a look at this and you realize this is what the future will be. The future is the community owning and picking up the project and pushing it forward, okay? The admin does, make a difference, to build it up or whatever. But what the admin's job is to do is to build the foundation, build the infrastructure, and then let the community take it from there and make it something bigger. That's the point, because the person's only gonna. The admin can't outlive the coin. Clearly, the admins are going to eventually move on to something else, or they're going to die or whatever. The coins are immutable, so they're going to outlive their creators. So knowing this, every community that believes in someone, or every community that believes in a project or a coin, you should make it your business, if you really, if you're like committed to it, of course, to build with it or to utilize it for your own things or whatever the case. If you like, that's your community, you should utilize that community coin, whatever it may be. There's tons of communities out there. They should take it and then take it to the next level. That's the point. Because decentralized finance is a doctrine. Decentralized finance is a lifestyle that nobody lives within this sector. It's kind of fucked up because 95% of people don't live it. They don't live what the real belief system is supposed to be. It's DeFi, decentralized finance, where no one entity, no one person controls the market by majority. I believe that admins should always hold 30% or less of the marketplace, always, because it makes it more fair, and it puts the knife. Like, to me, when the admin owns 30% or less, it puts the blade to the neck for the admin, because now you could easily be exited if you reduce it from there. At 70% for the community has a better opportunity at reaping the reward of that coin development. So that's kind of why I wanted to bring that up, because it makes it a more fair playing ground. It's decentralized. It's a decentralized marketplace, so that's kind of why I believe in that DeFi nature. But for whatever reason, we don't really have DeFi out there. We call them DeFi, but they're centralized. They're CeFi. That's what most of these projects are. They're CeFi, not DeFi. So we got to get back into that doctrine, So that's just, a little pet peeve I want to talk to you guys about. And again, look, you guys are going to hear me say I love or I hate things, and it's going to be on the same pick, but that's unbiased. You should want that. You shouldn't want someone that's a permabull and going to hear bad news and say, it's okay, let's keep buying it. No, because if that was the case, I would have never fucking ran out the back door on Solo as soon as Core was announced that 1 year, so like, and it worked because clearly it fell down afterwards. So like, you have to really think about everything that's going on. If you see a capital interest split going on, if you see a migration going on, there's so many different things that you need to know. And these are things that you learn from experience, of course, but that's what we're here for. We want to make sure that we could help and mitigate risk as much as possible. Of course, we can't do it 100%, but I believe that a lot of our experiences, not only getting wrecked, but our experiences doing diligent research help people not only make money, but save money. Is that I feel like that's really the best result that we could do, I don't think like, and well, you think about it, you can't do these things without an education either, like we can't promise you're going to win or lose clearly, but I believe that when we deliver good education to people and we deliver those warnings and things of that nature, it could save you. It could really save you, or it could also do really well for you, But again, I want to make sure that I'm on both sides of the fence at all times because I want to remain unbiased. Even there's been picks I've been really bullish about where I'm like, guys, am I being biased? I might be being biased. I'm just so bullish on this, and I want to make sure that people own their own decisions or own their own things, because at some point you have to if I'm here to educate, I want you to get educated. I want you to spend the time to research, There's a lot of times where I'll be talking about a particular pick or whatever the case, and someone's like completely lost, and it's like something that I know the person liked at some point. So like, you got to keep up with what you're interested in. So let me go through your comments real quick. Give me one sec. Okay. So what I'll do, honestly, I got to take this call, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a part 2 of this video. Okay. So I'll get to you guys in a little bit. I actually have to take this.